Hi everybody, welcome to this edition of Tips and Techniques on the Scrap Spot. Today I thought that we'd go ahead and take a look at some of the fun, clear transparency stickers and words and shapes, frames, you name it. They come in all different kinds of shapes and sizes, and see if we could make something similar using some supplies that we probably already have on hand. We're going to be using some ink, stamps, acrylic blocks, and transparencies. So go ahead and grab your supplies and let's get started. I don't know if you've noticed, but lately it seems like transparencies are everywhere. They're coming out with fun transparency overlays that are frames that will go right over your journaling or your picture and give it a fun, border around it. Or they've got things like these fun words by Heidi Swap, or shapes, just all kinds of different stuff. Let me take this out of the package so you can kind of get an idea of what these look like in case you haven't seen them in person. But you can see that they're just essentially words stamped or just written onto these clear transparency stickers. And I love them. I use them all the time. And I thought, I'm going to figure out how I can make these so that I can use other words and do some different things on my pages. So what we're going to use today is, first and foremost, most importantly, this stays on ink. If you haven't used this before or worked with it, it is awesome. It will stick on anything. So because we're going to be using transparencies, which are very slick, we're going to use the stays on because it won't come off. You can get it in tons of different colors. I'm going to be using black today just because I thought that it would be the easiest for you to see on the video. But, a lot of these pre-done things come in white or different colors, and so just know that you can find this ink in lots of different colors so that you can make, more custom pieces for your pages. We're also going to use acrylic blocks. If you haven't done much stamping, which actually I haven't, so this is kind of a new area for me, but these days all of the stamps come on just a thin sheet of acrylic, and you're able to peel them off of their sheet, stick them onto an acrylic block, which will hold them in place, stamp them on your project or whatever you're doing, and then peel off the acrylic stamp and reuse your block over and over and over for all of your different stamps. It makes it a lot easier to store stamps, and it makes the stamps themselves a lot less expensive because you don't have to buy a wood block or an acrylic block every time that you buy a stamp. So lots of different companies make them. These happen to be by KI Memories, but you can find them anywhere at your local scrapbook store or Michael's or whatever happens to be close by for you. They're just plain old acrylic blocks. We're also I'm going to use today, these stamps by Paper Salon. You can use any stamps that you want, but I just happen to have these on hand and thought they were really cute and make a fun project. They come in a full sheet of rubber. This is the other option besides them coming on acrylic. They, still your same old rubber stamps, but they just stick to your acrylic block. So let me show you here. I've got this little tiny acrylic piece, and you just press it on there to your block, and I'm pushing on that very firmly, and it's not going anywhere. So you would simply dip that into your ink, use it as your stamp, and when you're done, just peel it right off. So pick any stamps that you have, or go buy something that you like and that you think you'll use frequently. I happen to really like these flowers because I use flowers a lot on my pages. Finally, we are going to be using plain old transparencies that you can buy at any office supply store. They're just clear ones that I happen to have because they're the easiest to find, and that's what we'll be working with. But I want to show you a couple other options here real quick. I also picked these up at the office supply store. These are plastic dividers. A lot of times your kids will have for reports or different things, or you'll have at the office for things that you're doing there. But I just thought they were fun because they're similar in weight to transparencies, but they come in color. So you can see I've kind of already done a little experimenting here. But they come in an assortment of colors. And so if you wanted to make your words or shapes or whatever you were happening to make in color, I thought this would be a fun alternative. So play around, see what you can find. I've also seen, I can't remember what they're called, but they're just little report covers that you find at Walmart, or it's someplace in the office section, Target. You can find a lot of these thinner plastics, usually in those sections, in colors. So that's kind of a fun thing to try. So let's go ahead and I'll show you this sheet that I've done really quickly. This is just a plain transparency sheet. Again, I'm using the black so you can see what it looks like, and you can see I didn't press my images all the way on with these. But here is just a few of the flowers that I made. I tried stamping some words on in some different shapes. It's super easy. When you're working with the Stays On, it comes with this little plastic cover on the inside. You want to leave that on because that helps to keep the ink pad wet, because this stuff does dry quickly. And when it says Stays On, it stays on. So if your kids get a hold of it, or if you get it on your fingers, anywhere, it's going to be there for quite a while. So make sure you keep it in a safe place, away from little hands. I'm going to go ahead and put one of my flower stamps on my acrylic block here real quick. And then I'm just going to press it all over my ink pad. And replace that cover real quick. And then, now mine just slid around here a little bit. You have to, because these are slick surfaces, you have to be kind of careful with pressing down and lifting up there. That didn't turn out too badly. But you see, you can just stamp, and sometimes you can even get more than one image out of it. Just give it a good push, and there you go. And then you have this cute little image that looks a lot like the ones that are coming these days. Now, simply just take your scissors, cut it out here real quick, and then I'm just going to cut around each petal, not exactly, but just kind of to give it a little more definition here. You don't have to watch me do this, but just to give you an idea. And then when you're all done, you can just set this on your page, and you'll have a fun acrylic transparency, whatever you want to call it, little embellishment that looks just like the ones that you can purchase, but you can make them in all different, let's see, I got a little ink on my finger. Sorry about that. You can make them in all different shapes and sizes. So I hope that gives you a fun idea of something that you can make with either some supplies that you have on hand, or some that you can easily find at your local scrapbook store, and then they'll allow you to make lots of them in all different shapes and sizes. So I hope that was a help. I hope you learned something new, and thanks for watching. Have a great day.